Troy Pacelli of Last Call, and I'm just here to let you know that the following live stream is rated R for adult language, highly inappropriate jokes, and oh, who the are we kidding? We have no idea what is going to come out of Gorilla's mouth. Viewer discretion is advised.
On the jungle cat, dreaming of the stars, thriller in a spaceship adventure near bar with a badge on his chest, ready for the quest, boldly going where no beast has gone before. Warp speed in the night, he feels the engines roar, infinite possibilities, so much to explore. Monkeying in the Milky Way, Star Trek in every day, gorilla in the galaxy, living out his fantasy. From the primal world to the Enterprise, gazing out at planets through wide, wonderful eyes. No cages, only starlight and a mission in his heart. Journey unending, trying every star-filled chart. Courage in his face, stardust in his fur. Alien life takes me purpose far from the Earth's blur. Monkeying into the Milky Way, Star Trek in every day. Gorilla in the galaxy, living out his fantasy. To planet, friend or foe, in the cosmos, the adventure grows. Onward through the void, we're never alone, seeking new life, places unknown. Monkeying into the Milky Way, Star Trek in every day, gorilla in a galaxy, living out his fantasy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Cinema Sunday, where tonight on Kosmi we are watching The Natural. Now, for the people coming in, if you're catching this on the rewind, you'll have to get your own copy and just have two tabs open there. But with me, I got Resolute Germ. How are you doing?
Not too bad. How you doing, Gorilla?
Oh, I'm doing all right. See those two boxes back there? That was a present for my parents when they came down.
Oh, nice.
Hope it's full of cash.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. Booze.
So it won't solve your problem, but you will forget it.
Yep. And how are you doing, Mikey?
Hanging in there. I just heard from my brother Phil. I hadn't talked in a while, and Larry and Jim. We were just chatting. So yeah, and Larry's mom isn't really doing well, so she's just about there. So prayers are still up for her, but otherwise, everybody else is doing okay.
All right. Oh, and we did we did reach the goal for Zombie Mouse. She is able to get their back rent paid off.
Yay! I'm glad we were able to do that for her. Cool.
Yeah.
At least some good news.
Pete, how are you doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody and Gorilla? It's me, your buddy Admiral Teague. I love this movie. It's closely related to the movie Excalibur, whether people realize it or not.
Alrighty. Sweet. And with us in the chat, we got Jimmy going, hello. It says, hey, girl, click the live button. Well, I was having a little bit of technical difficulties there.
Hi, Jim.
My computer decided to unplug and freeze up. And hey, Sit Dan, how's it going? Hey, hello to everybody on the pad. How is the monkey business going, Gorilla? Not so good. It's getting bankrupt me, man. And then Sit Dan says, is one of the presidents a blow up doll for you to have some fun with? That's gonna be my Christmas gift.
If you could have any kind of blow up doll, you would want one of Kim Basinger as she appears in this movie. Man, is she fucking hot? She's fucking hot.
I think you know this from experience.
From watching the movie, or yeah, and the time Kim came by and we smoked meth all night. It was great. I think it was a hallucination, but I don't know. I was shaking for 2 days afterwards, one way or the other. But this will make you. You know, I would speculate that sex with her would make you so crazy you could probably kill 2 people with 1 bullet.
Well, if you have a high enough caliber, you can already do that.
Or you know,
I don't
even
know.
without
Maybe
trying.
we should ask Alec.
I'm sure I was going with that. People tend to forget that Kim Basinger was once married to Alec Baldwin.
Unfortunately.
Speaking of gorillas, I mean, could you imagine if we could get Alec Baldwin to climb out the outside of the Empire State Building? There'd be no need to remake King Kong. He's basically an animal. Fortunately for him, when that incident happened, he did not have have a long history of violent incidents in his past to make people wonder if maybe
he did.
Not.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, if those people hadn't have tried to fucking frame him, he would have gone to jail because he's guilty as could be. OJ and him, same deal. Guilty, but framed.
All right, so we ready to get started? Because this is a 2.5-hour movie.
You're going to love this movie. Beginning with the whammer, Joe Don Baker, is fucking awesome. And it's supposed to show like a face-off between our hero and Babe Ruth. But here he is, Robert Duvall. He's just like, every time he leaves the house, they give him an Academy Award.
What's going on here? Is it supposed to be frozen like this?
No, actually, the movie itself moves.
All right, I'm having some kind of issue here. There we go.
There you go. TriStar, remember them? Gosh.
Pegasus.
TriStar used to make a lot of good stuff. Who bought them?
Columbia. Columbia TriStar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Columbia's not independent anymore
now
either.
Gone. Columbia, I think, became. If they didn't become Sony, they could only have become Paramount.
Yeah. So who's this guy that's sitting on his ass?
This is Roy Hobbs, the greatest to ever play the game.
I thought that was Babe Ruth.
Yeah. And
No,
the
Babe
commercials.
Ruth will show up later.
Yeah, Wilford Brimley, who did commercials, he's in this too.
Yeah, thank you.
And
for that.
Richard
Babe
Farnsworth.
Ruth.
Yep.
Babe Ruth will be showing up in a minute. He's on this train. Roy Hobbs is a little too old to be playing baseball, but he's playing younger than the character we see. He's supposed to be like 20, maybe 25.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, there is New York production in this. And this is the weirdest thing about this movie is Glenn Close looks really pretty.
Oh, that's an old ass train, though.
You notice he had no ticket and just jumped on?
Yeah.
Hey, he'll get halfway to where he's going before they start asking for the tickets, and they're going to be like, then they'll kick him off.
He's going to start gambling to try to get the ticket money, I think, right about now. So look, it's Elysium.
Here he is as a kid.
But it's Elysium, right?
Yeah,
it's
there's
heaven.
the pothole.
He's running through fields of golden wheat. It's heaven.
Hey, I call bullshit on this because you know how many gopher holes and chipmunk holes in that would be out there. He'd be breaking an ankle. We're gonna do that.
Roy Hobbs. He never gets hurt until he gets shot. And there's his dad teaching him how to play the love of the game, right? All about baseball. It's a game of fathers and sons. We said, son, one day there'll be a team called the Yankees you can play for.
Shit, did he just clunk a fucking chicken right in the head? That jackass.
The thing is, he's 10 years old and he can already throw it through the wall of a barn. His father explaining it to him here.
Well, that's a cheap ass wood, but
that might be Walton Goggins. I mean, it's a good movie, but we don't kidnap Darth Vader, so we don't have that.
That must be the sister there. We had Walter Goggins on freaking Justified.
He's in a lot of stuff. that guy might be slightly too old. I just don't know. This movie's pretty darn old. What is it, 1968 or some shit like that? 1984. Orwellian, huh?
Oh yeah, so this movie celebrates its 40th anniversary.
Yeah. Is his father having a heart attack?
Much like
I think
Superman's
so.
father,
Yeah.
this is the same thing as Superman. But look,
So
when his father dies, that's that tree that his father died under. Well, God's gonna step in. Notice the knight's pennant on his wall. He grew up dreaming of being a knight. The night his father dies, lightning cleaves the tree in half. And he gets the heart of the tree.
Makes it his bat.
This is supposed to be Excalibur. Get it?
Yeah.
It's such a dead ball era bat, too. Germ, do you think anybody would be allowed to bring this to the plate today?
No, there's only one company that makes bats that they're allowed to use in the major leagues.
Why can't they? If it's a wooden bat, why can't they bring it in?
This bat is probably illegal. It's probably weighs too much. As a few other things. What's the bat company? Germ, Mizuno, or Louisville?
Louisville.
Probably Spalding.
Spalding's the balls. I have a Spalding baseball signed by Derek Jeter, the greatest to ever play the game. Look, they're supposed to be in high school, okay? Just go with it.
God, it's like, what's his face? Was it Luke Perry that was like 40 years old playing high schooler in 90210?
He was 61, but he looked great. He was actually older than the guy who owned the Peach Pit. Joey Tata was 26.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a baseball team called the Blowers. Only you would think of that, Sit-Dan.
My favorite team was the New Jersey N-Words, but they had to change their name because of political correctness.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you know, Gorilla, that they blow before they do a bat at bat?
I don't know. I don't want to know what they fucking blow.
You need permission to touch your fingers to your mouth.
All right. We're going to turn this into a cigar lounge. I got some pineapple cigars I want to try. I don't want to wait till Tuesday.
I'm going to fire up a joint. Look at Glenn Close. They're really working hard. They're keeping it sort of dark and just showing the light in the most flattering angle they can get on her. She's not too bad looking here, though. She's only like 40 herself.
Yeah, this thing smells delicious.
If I'm not incorrect, we're going to get to see her naked like a year later in what's the Bunny Boiler classic?
Here, what's her name? What's the actress's name?
Glenn Close. Now we're going to meet another actress who's very, very famous, Barbara Nestle.
No, Barbara Hershey.
It's Barbara Nestle.
For research purposes, if you guys want to see Glenn Close nude, you can see her in the movie Albert Nobes, Reversal of Fortune, Fatal Attraction.
Yep, that's the
Jagged Edge. The Big Chill.
That's Babe Ruth.
Damages, or no. So he's in a few other things, but those are the ones that you can see her nude in.
Look, that's Babe Ruth. That's the Whammer. And this is the sport. This guy's like the evil sports writer.
Okay.
This is great casting, by the way. Roy Hobbs. Germ, have you seen this movie?
Probably in the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm the only one here who knows what's going down. Okay. That's Barbara Hershey right there.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Barbara Nestle.
What?
Barbara Nestle, if you want to have some fun with it.
Hey, Cynthia, I needed some variety, all right?
Just here's
But
Diana, son.
if it makes you feel any better, I believe these are banana leaves.
By the way, who's older, Joe Don Baker playing the 40-year-old Babe Ruth or 40-year-old Robert Redford playing the 20-year-old kid? It's just a little bit insane. We try to keep the camera diffused. It's not this blurry all the way through. You should see some clearing up after they play baseball on the side of the train tracks.
It's okay. Robert Redford looked like he was 40 when he was 18.
Yeah.
Robert Redford or Babe Ruth?
Robert Redford. Probably Babe Ruth,
agree.
too.
No, we saw that picture of Babe Ruth. He looked real super young. And his signature had to be signed for him because he can't write. But this isn't Babe Ruth. This is a fictionalized Babe Ruth called the Whammer. He's non-copyright infringing Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
See, look, they're kind of barnstorming their way towards spring training.
Yeah.
They never heard of Derek Jeter or Aaron Judge.
Hey.
That's okay. Those guys' grandfathers are probably kids in the crowd.
You're fucking
Let's
right
see.
about that.
Cynthia says, if the chatter want to see any of the panels to show off their junk, just drop massive bag of cash. Do you guys prefer cash or gold currency? Why, you want me to drop you want me to whip it out on live stream there?
Give you $5.
I knew you were obsessed with my dick there, Cynthia.
We'll pay you not to do it, Gorilla.
I'll give you $5.
Yeah, we'll
now.
pay you not to do it.
The tip link is in the chat.
So you notice he
Yeah.
ignores Babe Ruth and just tosses a couple. Now that would be like Arthur's adopted father that we see at the beginning of Excalibur,
Yeah.
Sir Morven. Yeah, the only thing he did was pick him out because he was a really pure-hearted, really dedicated baseball player.
Oh, the subtitles are off a little bit.
I have to say, I really do like Robert Duvall in this film, though.
Oh, stream element's supposed to go down or something.
Hey, Outlaw Bill.
Hey, Bill, how's it going? I hope you're doing well tonight. We're just getting started on the movie. So that's going to see how much it would take. After all, everyone has a price. I don't know. It depends on,
all your yearly salaries times 10.
it depends on the week how much money I've been eating for the week.
All right, so we're going toe-to-toe to Babe Ruth in dead ball baseball era with the behind-the-head wind-up. I want to say these guys are all okay at playing baseball, if I remember right.
Yeah.
You know, what kills your baseball movie is some of your baseball players are bad actors and some of your actors are bad baseball players, and you can't really mix them up that well without people knowing. And baseball only looks easy. Everyone just calls that guy drunk. He pissed off Babe Ruth. So he just put two past him.
Uh-huh.
The whammer is embarrassed and being a dick. He's about to get owned by some guy off a train. And Roy Hobbs ready to fight the whammer. He was going to fight the whammer for cursing in front of ladies. He's like, watch your mouth there, mister. Look at this beautiful shot. Yep, that Babe Ruth pointing out to the left field fences.
Wind her up.
That motion is no longer used at all, but he did a great job learning it and stuff.
That motion is illegal in baseball now.
It's balking.
Why?
Because it's too fucked up. You fooled the guy by double pumping the ball.
Wow.
You can get the person to start to swing by faking a pitch by But at this point, it's viewed like the hard count in football, I guess. Is that about right, Jerm? Weird pitching motions are considered gamesmanship. But people came to baseball to see pitching. This is the first time that people are ever getting excited about hitting. And also, it was like a good way to get wasted. The National League served alcohol. The American League served alcohol. We all would have been American League fans. And Jerm just wouldn't have cared. He would have liked whichever team lost more.
No, I'm a Pacific Coast League fan.
Did he actually sign it, or is it just a random baseball?
I think
That's the baseball that struck out the babe.
I think, it's only known to the kid that it has any value. So here comes Barbara Hershey. She's a fucking stalker. There's a highway in my body you need to get to know about. So look, he's a unknown prospect, and they're like, who the fuck is this guy? We want to know everything right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't get streaming elements to work at all.
They needed to get someone other than Redford. He is not viable as a young prospect.
Don't worry, it's over in a minute. It's over in like 2 more minutes. We just fast forward 20 years in about 2 more minutes. But I agree. That was part of what made this movie hard to buy. But once we time hop forward, I swear to you, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It is the best retelling of the tale of King Arthur. At this point, he's both Arthur and Lancelot, because he's like the best and most pure-hearted. And maybe Arthur might just be the whammer.
Oh, come on. You got to put better game on than that to get here.
She's stalking him down, bro. He doesn't have to do nothing. And also, he has no game. All he's ever done is date Glenn Close and stand around in fields like admiring each other.
Don't forget that the year before this, in '83, Kim Basinger was the Bond girl in Never Say Never Again.
Yeah.
In a very debatable Bond movie.
Yes.
And Gorilla, whatever Stream Elements is doing, it's on your end. I'm having no trouble with it.
Okay.
I can hear fine on mine.
No, it's
Stream
Elements.
Elements.
You're talking about Stream Elements. It's a different thing,
Yes.
Mikey.
Huh. It's not letting me open up my dashboard.
Oh,
Good. Fuck it. I've done 100% of all my streams without ever using Stream Elements. Grand Central
Yeah.
Station.
Does it still look like that, or does it still look like that, or I know it's full of graffiti, but
No.
they actually leave Grand Station. I thought
This
they will take it up
station
to.
is always open and it's always full of cops.
Okay,
If you
because I
get
heard
down
there's
to
a
the
lot of
platform-
stations in New York that are full of graffiti.
It's most of the surfaces are resistant to graffiti, so that could only be an exaggeration. What people do is they scratch the glass, and they also they graffiti like the subway posters. So like it'll be a picture of like I don't know Margot Robbie, and it'll be like or like Lady Gaga, and it'll be like what do you call it, like a Joker folie à deux, and like they'll draw like a Joker clown face on her.
oh.
Or they'll put X's over her eyes. Very popular move is to cut the person's eyes out of the poster. So here we go.
Oh yeah.
So she hates baseball. She was going to kill the whammer, but because he could strike out the whammer, she decides to kill him. And that the end. Roll credits. Wasn't this a great movie?
Yeah.
So was she a serial killer of baseball players?
Yes, you got that
Yes.
right. And then she kills it, but she's so nuts. I think that she kills herself right after this. She jumped out the window or something. We'll hear about it a long time from now. See, 16 years later. So these are the Yankees. Let's just face it. All right. Their park is made to look like Yankee Stadium. Is this Tiger Stadium again, Germ?
It might be. Unfortunately, that era had the same problem as the 70s era. Like the Twins and the Mariners, several other teams all had exact duplicate stadiums.
It was
With
good though. With the
There's,
just minor differences.
It was good for movies.
Yeah.
So there's
you notice
Wilford Brimley.
Yeah,
And
It's
then
hell
the
if
other
you ever
one-
had to go to a game in those stadiums, though.
Wilford
Yeah.
Brimley, by the way, is King
And there's
Arthur.
Robert Farnsworth.
He's
Yeah.
Merlin. Now remember, King Arthur lost the Holy Grail, so we show him drinking water right away. He can't even take it in.
Yeah.
That guy's Merlin.
Hey, you just rip it off the wall and throw it out onto the field. Go work on this bitch.
Whoa.
You
We
dropped
just lost it.
What?
We lost the
I just
transmission.
You lost
Kosmi's
feet,
gone.
girl.
We just lost the feed.
Oh, looks like it's still going on my end.
Not in
It's gone
Kosmi.
on our end.
Check your Kosmi, not your source.
I was on Cosby. I'll reload it.
Well, I'll try to reload it.
No, I'm reloading.
I would say it was us if it wasn't all of us.
Oh, okay. I'm back in there now.
All right.
I'm in anonymous out.
There, now can you guys see it?
It's
Yeah, now it's
buffering,
back.
and now it's about to start.
And now it's back.
Okay.
Notice how the focus is immediately sharper. It was blurrier in the beginning. You can tell.
There he is.
He got himself a new jacket, but it's the same style.
That's a hell of a long time to be in rehab.
Yeah.
No, he was working on a farm. Real faith in their own organization. Like, this so unrealistic. They're making them just like the Mariners.
That's very insulting, but highly accurate.
Well, they're wearing Mets colors, so they're not supposed to be very good at what they do, are they?
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to be the New York Giants, the ones that are now the Frisco Giants, because of their color scheme. Because if they were any good and they were the Yankees, none of this shit happens. So this is the Manhattan team, not the Bronx or Brooklyn team. And every once in a while, if we use the name of any team and say something other than the city, it's something you can't copyright, like a pirate.
Oh,
Hey,
we're
Gorilla.
getting reverb from someone. We're getting reverb from
I
someone.
wonder who.
Or,
Hey, Gorilla, did you find the director's cut of this movie?
I don't know which cut this is.
Oh,
It's
okay.
2.5 hours, so I'm assuming it's the director's.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
The equipment man getting his first pair of like pro spikes, and it's like, I got my own bat. We've seen this
Could
guy
they
in a
use-
million different things.
Yeah,
He's
could
in
they use their own
Bloodshot
bat?
Foxy.
When this is supposed to be taking place, can he use his own bat at this time?
They would have to check it out, but at this time, that bat would be fine. Jerem, your thoughts?
Yeah, it wasn't until I believe the 60s where they got really big on bringing your own equipment in.
Look, it's Mr. Pink.
Now, that is a weird name for a gal, Memo Paris. That's what Kim Basinger plays.
Because if you rearrange the letters, it spells out Morgana Le Fay.
Uh-huh.
This is the story of King Arthur, guys. Merlin wants to talk to him.
Yeah.
He has a unique bat. Look at like it was being crowned. So now the movie at least makes sense. They made fun of him for 5 minutes being way too old to play baseball.
That's an old elevator.
Be 34
yeah.
at this point.
I think he's supposed to be like
Close to
38. I think he was like
Okay.
2022 when he comes across the whammer, so it makes some sense. You know what I mean? He's just about 40 because the real Robert Redford was just about 40 when this movie came out 40 years ago because he's now 80. Now, if you remember in Excalibur, Helen Mirren was taking all the great knights and leading them astray to their ruin through their arrogance. She's the owner's daughter.
Huh.
That's an arrogant thing to say.
Or no cream or lemon pie.
Lemon pie.
Hey, lemon pie.
Yeah, what a dick.
Lemon pie did a great job at words with people we know.
No, we're just having yogurt, which is lemon pie. Lemon pie yogurt.
See, there's the this guy's Merlin. He's going to tell him a few tricks of the game. He's the bench coach. And there's New York, man. They went to this might be Midtown. And this
Hey,
is just a set.
it mentioned that Darren McGavin's in this, but uncredited.
Is that a baseball player? I'm trying to remember the name.
No, Darren McGavin plays a bookmaker, Gus Sands, but he's uncredited in the film.
He's basically the villain.
Basically.
This is an important conversation.
Yeah.
Like I'd point out, World War I might have also gotten in the way of the game.
Yeah.
Well, I know certainly World War II did.
No, it hasn't happened yet.
Not quite.
It hasn't happened yet.
Oh, I know that.
1930.
Yeah.
I think honestly, Germ, I think it's supposed to be like 39. Like I think that they're weirdly specific about how we're well into the Depression. Like maybe slightly bouncing back even. People have enough money to go see all these baseball games, you know?
So
That's
probably about
interesting.
33, 34.
33, 34 is the bottom. We're talking 38, 39, starting to slowly stagger to our feet.
Yeah. And hey, Curtis, how's it going? We're only 30 minutes into the movie. You want to join along?
The thing is, the Depression is 4 years of free fall. But at its worst, 70% of all Americans still had their jobs. It was 30% unemployment, unheard of.
Yeah. Curtis, the links are at the top of the chat there. I should probably pin them.
By the way,
that helped, Gorilla.
You can get to a point where they're too far up in the chat. Their numbers at this point are their number in the batting order. But the coach seems to be wearing a number, which is unusual. He shouldn't have one. But if you notice, they're an all New York baseball team. They got the black and orange of the Giants. They've got the pinstripes of the Yankees, and really only the Dodgers gets left out. They were kind of losers anyway in New York. If you notice, Bump Bannon's out all night banging Kim Basinger and drinking booze. So they're not getting any calls. They're not getting any respect, and they're playing clown ball. Sports psychiatrist.
I think they're a little bit beyond the sports psychiatrist. They need an exorcist.
This guy is definitely they're trying it's showing us they're trying everything. They're at a 12-step meeting for people who are losers. Seeing their white uniforms, ain't nobody in a mood to see it. But when we're on the road, the stadium's packed. Because the home team's going to win.
Yeah. That's how we treat the athletics.
You know what we call them in New York? The athletics. We spot them the extra A. I like how Hobbs won't listen to any talk of losing. Just makes him sick.
Oh, damn.
That's how bad they're playing, man. This is not major league worthy. Jeremy, if you're
Holy
that guy's
crap.
manager, you'd be out in the field screaming at him.
So
How could he
Lou
take it?
Piniella was there. He would have murdered somebody.
He would have
So-
pulled out a gun. Yeah, Lou Piniella was Puerto Rican. He was
Doc
gone like
Dizzy is
totally nuts.
Mickey Trainer. Okay.
They're going to send him down and it's over. I think this might be the old California Golden Seal Stadium. Oh, that's why he's in. Okay, yeah, he won't listen to fake magic. He'll only listen to the team's bench coach.
Right.
But he's not a pagan. See, that's like another Arthur thing. And he's like, one land, one king. That's my piece. And this actually impresses the coach. He wants it. Turns out talking shit to the manager was exactly what he needed to do, huh, Jerm?
Yeah, sometimes it works.
God damn that manager for letting those guys play like that. You ever heard of fining people when they ran into each other?
Hey, wait, is that the same lady that shot him?
No,
Little
she
stance?
jumped out. She jumped out that window. It was cut from this version.
No,
That
the one
bitch
in the
is
stands
dead.
is Kim Basinger.
Barbara Hershey's character fucking dead. She jumped out that. She
Oh, hey, Curtis.
defenestrated herself.
So guys, the movie's filmed at two former stadiums. Both of them were in Buffalo, New York. The Wrigley Field scenes were done at a place called All High Stadium, and then the Knights Field is now demolished and replaced by a youth athletic field, and that was called War Memorial Stadium. So both were in Buffalo, New York.
What war? The Civil War? But anyway, thank you. If you notice, Bump Bannon's kind of lost the power and lost the stroke, but Roy Hobbs, he's got no problem.
That's
Everyone's
funny.
mocking him. Watch this shit.
Bam.
Robert Redford could play baseball, by the way. Him and Tom Selleck had no problem playing in their baseball movies.
Yeah.
Have you thought about watching Mr. Baseball? Now watch this.
Oh, Mr. Baseball is a great movie.
But look what just happened.
He
Yeah.
just drank it.
It was because it's fine. It's the return of the spring life, like in the story of Arthur. He's refreshed the water. He's brought spring back to the game.
Yo, Hobbs.
You got to realize this is the first couple of weeks of the season. They're in a flat spin, and now he's corking his bat. But if you notice, Merlin believes in him.
Wonder Boy. Yep.
Well, I just feel like some crazy bitch shot me.
Yeah.
Then World War
But,
One kind of
yeah.
happened, you idiot. I have he's basically the Great Gatsby, but as a baseball player. He has changed the coach's mind, by the way. And remember, this coach played like in 1870. Think about that for a second, right?
Yeah.
I didn't think baseball. How old is baseball?
1800.
1860s.
Well, the teams that
1860s.
exist today, but some of them come from a folded league. Organized baseball goes to like 1830. The first league that the Giants, Cincinnati, and the Pirates come from folds.
Hey, Gorilla. Organized
Yeah.
baseball started. Yeah, organized baseball started in 1869 the American League started respectively in 1876,
That is not
and then
correct.
the other league
You're
started in
talking about
1901. Yeah,
Mikey, you're talking about
The-
professional baseball. Organized baseball started. George Washington's army played disorganized baseball. Organized baseball starts at like 1830, 1840.
The first official game of baseball took place in 1846 in Hoboken, New Jersey, but the very first professional baseball team that was established was in Cincinnati.
the
The Red
Cincinnati
Sox.
Red Stockings in 1869.
So it got organized in the 1840s.
Well, technically before that, but all I was going by was when it said that Major League Baseball was founded in 1869. That's what I
So
went
what?
by.
So does that mean that until the XFL there was no football?
Well, the XFL didn't come till much later. You know that. Oh, here he goes. First time up at bat. There's Darren McGavin, the villain.
Right. So Lancelot taking on other knights. Notice the Philly team. They look like Philly, but there's nothing on their uniform that anyone would have to pay for.
It looks more like a Braves uniform.
Classic.
They're just using
Lightning.
classic colors and I don't think we get names on too many teams. It says Phillies. Okay. Wow.
So, is that even possible?
Yes.
No, that's not possible.
that
I call
point, yes.
bullshit on that.
Mikey.
So,
The baseball
What?
has been changed every single fucking season since they started playing the game. This was
I know it's the
possible in
rawhide
1950.
leather thing. Okay, I know.
Mikey, calm down. This was possible in the 1930s. It happened more than once.
Understand.
Mikey,
okay, so
it happened
so what's
more
the
than
rule?
once.
Okay, so
They
what would
don't
be the
know.
rule on that? That if
They
the
don't
ball
know. The
splits.
The entire ball didn't leave the park. They don't know.
Oh, come on. I'll give it to him.
How do they not? Jerm, what do you think? In the so-called dead ball era, kind of documented that this happened every once in a while?
I believe they did it with some regularity up until after the war.
Thank
They
you.
got a little more serious about it.
The baseballs you've seen, Mikey, have nothing in common with the ones they're using, except the stitching and the color.
It wasn't until basically the 50s that they started having real standardization in the equipment.
I think we had
Yeah, it says
standardization
that,
in the sense that. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, it says that Robert Redford was 47 at the time of filming. But he's supposed to play it at age 35, is what they're saying.
There are a lot of people who are 36 who wish they looked that good, so it's okay.
Yeah, true. Huh.
So you notice he has like kind of like fatherly, avuncular quality. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
also has a special suitcase for his bat. He has no. By the way, he has nothing else. Think about it. He lives just to play baseball. He doesn't have anything else to his life. He doesn't care about anything.
Oh, probably all got taken away from him.
He's
First
gonna
time he
kind.
got shot by a psycho, and he probably got shot by a Kraut when he was over in the war.
Hey,
By
Pete,
the
did
way,
you know that? What?
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Mikey.
No, I was going to say that.
No, please go ahead.
I was just going to say that Robert Redford patterned his swing after Ted Williams, who played for Boston. They wear the same
He's-
uniform number, also, number 9. I was just comparing
I
to what they
think
said.
the reason that he's wearing number 9 in New York is because, by the way, I think that's Skillman Avenue. The reason he's wearing number 9 in New York is because he's being compared to Roger Maris, who hit 62 home runs in 1962, setting the modern record until Aaron Judge broke it.
Well, like I said, I was just reading that Ted Williams had the same number as Hobbs does. They both hit
You
home
wore the
runs in their
number that
last
you
career
wore.
at bats.
You
I'm
wore the number
just
that
reading from information. That's all.
and I'm just trying to respond to it if you don't mind.
I'm,
You wore the number that you wore in the lineup. Your batting order number.
Here she
Hey,
is.
Noted.
DJ.
Yeah, she's starting to know. She's hearing about this new mysterious baseball player.
Well, she ends up becoming his guardian angel.
His high school girlfriend. It's Guinevere. See, they checked out the bat like we were saying.
Yeah.
Excalibur.
Yeah. Michael Madsen.
Get ready for a real fun moment here, guys. You're gonna like this.
Yeah.
Bump Bailey at the top of his game.
Hey, DJ, how's it going? Hey, rolling past the wave and wish you all a great week. You have a
By
good
the-
one too there, DJ. Welcome.
Pay attention. You're gonna like this. They're not even thinking about throwing the ball. See, look, fond farewell for Bump Bailey.
Yeah, so he died?
He
Yeah,
died.
these are his ashes being released over the field. And they still couldn't fill the stadium. Look, it's Cameron. It's Dean Stockwell. There you go. There's ashes. Bump Bailey started playing harder because the warning was he and there it is, the first Yankee monument kind of thing. He started playing harder because of like the warning, but because he was spending all his time drinking and fucking Kim Basinger, he didn't even remember how many paces from where he was to the wall. That's like such a bad baseball mistake. I suppose that's why they have cushions. The thing is, like, as a professional ball player, isn't he a kind of obligated to know where his home field wall is when he's playing? You know what I mean? Like, he should have known.
Wow.
And there is a warning track. Even back then, there was a warning track. That would have left the park, was the point of that shot, by the way, guys. Only the roof kept it inside the field. It was rising when it hit the. They said that about Mickey Mantle. A couple of shots he hit were rising when they hit the roof of Yankee Stadium. He's starting to remember.
I don't remember a baseball ever hitting the roof of the Metrodome.
The Metrodome, no. The Astrodome, yes. But if anyone hit the roof of the Metrodome, it would have been Kirby Puckett, right?
They hit the roof of the Kingdom several times. Some of those balls never came down.
They have that kind of ground rule for every covered stadium, including Tampa, I think. It's a double.
Yeah. It's a double if it's above in the field. If it's outside the field, it's a foul ball.
By the way, you notice that because Roy Hobbs is so good, some people are starting to put lightning bolts on their uniform. So then the whole team adopts it. It's the worst national anthem of all time. I mean, version, not it's the best national anthem of all time. It's ours, but I'm surprised Charlie Sheen didn't have a small part in this because he could really play baseball. But I guess he's not acting yet.
Huh.
Oh no, Charlie Sheen was a few years away from getting into it. His older brother was already into it, just not him.
Charlie Sheen is like cutting high school to try out for baseball teams, though. I think that's when is Ferris Bueller? This is 86. Isn't Ferris Bueller 87? It's like we're close.
Bueller, I'll just look up Charlie Sheen.
Look up 8 Men Out because he's a baseball player in that and a good one. He's doing all his own plays in that one. He was considered for a contract.
Yeah, his aspiration was baseball. He just got into acting when
Baseball
his
didn't
face of
work
drugs and alcohol didn't allow him to get anywhere in baseball.
The drugs and alcohol came after he failed at baseball, he says. He had never done drugs in his life, and Ferris Bueller had to stay up all night to simulate drug use. By the way, like he's turned their season around. They were dead the first month of the year. He's like a May call up, and now they're like moving up the standings.
So, did you know that the Yankees, the 10,000th home run they hit in their history was at the Minnesota Twins Metrodome?
I don't care.
Yeah, this time Charlie Sheen was just doing like a TV movie, Silence of the Heart.
Yeah.
A little too young to be in it.
Yeah.
He had like 3 or 4 credits before that.
And Jim says hi to DJ. Yeah. DJ says hi, or Jim says hi to DJ there, so.
So they're talking about the curse of the missing Holy Grail, which is the World Series trophy, or the pennant. It's the pennant, I guess. So that's your stakes. That's your bad guy. He has to win the pennant, or the judge loses his share of the team to the douchebag. The douchebag owner, though, is pretty awesome. He's a great villain.
Hey, they had White Owls back then because that's some of the cigarettes or cigars I have.
Absolutely, yeah. Those are they're some of the oldest brands still. White Owl goes back before World War One. Notice how all of a sudden it's fun to be at practice. And the sports writer is just like, he's not letting up, but that's kind of his job. The only problem I have with this scene is some of their uniform numbers are too high. They're 1950s kind of numbers. But is this just the entire golden age of baseball mashed up into one? It's a pre-TV world and maybe pre-World War II, but it doesn't matter. I don't know, Jerm. What do you think?
Yeah, they basically took 1930 to 1960 and mixed it all in a pot.
No one's got a TV, but everyone's got a radio.
All right, I'm gonna watch the rest of this.
Thanks for letting us know.
Oh, so now he's gonna come to the picture?
Where he belongs.
It's both a good and a terrible idea. Remember the part in Excalibur where the bad knights ended up hanging from the tree if they weren't pure of heart?
Yeah.
This is why it seems like it could be the 19 teens, because they got like telegraph equipment, real primitive phones, limited electricity, and this guy's trying to fix baseball.
Oh, and to a point Mikey was making earlier, Ted Williams is Robert Redford's favorite player.
Yeah, but Ted Williams is a fucking loser, and never won shit in his life. He never did anything except win batting titles. Individual achievements. It's not an individual game. He was a selfish and terrible player, but a really good, really good fighter pilot.
Yeah, with the caveat that you are a New York baseball fan.
Yeah. And
He wasn't a good person like Joe DiMaggio.
About Boston, first good thing you say about Boston, I'm going to have you checked into a mental institution because that would be very unusual.
I'd expect nothing less, and that's why we're friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ted
And
Williams is a very, very bad human being.
Yeah. Anonymous Owl here. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Anonymous Owl here. Kosmi said, the patches on the left arm of the Knights uniform are special patches commemorating the centennial of baseball, which was celebrated in 1939. That confirms the Knights season to be the 1939 season.
We kind of felt like that was the most logical year it could be, but they're doing like a Batman 89 with what year it is. But you might be right. I assume you're talking about the other patch because on their right arm they've got the lightning patch now. So great catch, Anonymous Al. You are the man or the lady.
I think that's Mikey. And hey, Scurvy.
How you doing, Lemon?
Yeah, that's Canada, so I believe that was Mikey.
If you caught something on the left shoulder, then you're right, because on their right shoulder, only some of them have started now all of them are wearing it, but they started slowly wearing lightning bolts that are not part of their uniform that you couldn't get away with today. Out of admiration.
Well, no, it all depends on what it is, because I've seen some of them get away with BLM on their uniforms.
That's allowed. That shit's allowed, unfortunately. It's allowed in your spikes too. But just so you know, the patch would have to be on the other arm, right? If it's the lightning bolt patch, that patch is not part of the league uniform.
Yeah, the patch he's talking about is on the left arm.
Okay. Because he's like a fucking parasite and a vampire. And this guy's kind of like the evil bad guy's wizard. I don't know about this whole Fisher King, but I know it's exactly like what we see in Excalibur. The Fisher King is 1993.
Yeah.
He held on to that cartoon all those years.
See here.
Probably all true.
Oh, Fisher King, 1991 comedy fantasy.
With Robin Williams and the
Wow.
dude, Jeff Bridges. I didn't realize there was Arthurian shit in that. I just thought it was a story about someone who's exactly like Howard Stern.
I don't think I've seen that one. It doesn't look familiar.
Good, but it's fucking depressing. It's a really good performance, but it's not a happy movie. It's not Schindler's List, but it's not happy. That's the Roseland Ballroom. Pretty sure. It was kept that way. That said, it could be approximated. So see, he's so pure of heart, he doesn't drink.
Yeah, you're rich. You can bet on whatever you want.
See, this is why they keep it vague with the aesthetics, because this is a very 1919 Black Sox conversation, and we are in a world of fantasy baseball. So I would point out the Knights play in a league that doesn't exist. So it's whenever it kind of needs to be. By the way, if Ted Williams had led his team to success, I would have at least given him that. What did he really? How hard is it to be the best player on the worst team ever? Who loses a World Series to the Mets?
Well, that's the sort of things that happen when you screw over one of the greatest players ever to live.
Babe Ruth?
I'm sure the Babe knew some witch doctor or something who could put a voodoo curse on the Red Sox.
By the way,
a lot of people.
Did you catch that bet? He was like, I can tell how much anybody's worth. And he's like, I can guess exactly how much money you have on you. He goes, looks at him with his like that weird eye, and he's like, you got $10. And he's like, he pulls out his bills. He's like, I got 8. And he's like, no, you got coins in your pockets.
Yeah, maybe miss that easy strike.
That's why, yeah, there's a lot of implications about like maybe we're going to try to fix baseball. And the other owner is totally trying to fix baseball. And I think that's her father. that scumbag that he fucked with. I forget where this crazy wench comes from. By the way, Excalibur's in fine shape when Percival throws it back into the lake.
Hey guys, breaking news. Chris Christopherson just passed away.
The dude from Blade.
He was one of the greats there that played along with Willie and Waylon Jennings and Johnny
Yep.
Cash. So that means
Yeah.
Willie's the only one left. Someone better wrap that man up in bubble wrap.
He'll be smoking weed till the day he dies. Crazy old man. But all right, rips Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Willie Nelson, he's 91.
I mean, he's not a musician, but we got Sam Elliott, right? Yeah, because you're a sociopathic bitch like the one we met earlier.
For some reason, I thought
Yeah.
Gustafsson died years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe you remember when Johnny died?
Yeah. Apparently, Bret Hart took the catchphrase, the best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be from this movie. So, I think tomorrow night I'm going to do a Chris Christopherson movie. If I...
Gotta find a good one, man.
So don't choose any of the Blade movies.
Blade 1.
That's okay, but I wouldn't call it great.
I recommend Heaven's Gate or Payback. Hey, he's in Planet of the Apes 01. There's a great film.
Holy crap, he was in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. A Star is Born is his biggest role because he's doing music and singing.
So, yeah,
By the
let's
way,
do that one.
A Star is Born? It's like the 4th remake, so it's a really good movie. That is not even the 2nd or 3rd Star is Born. I think the first one is called Silk Stockings. He's in Christmas in Connecticut from the Hallmark Channel. You could watch that. TV remake of Stagecoach.
Hey, he's in Convoy.
He is in Convoy. We got a great big convoy. There's the other Smokey and the Bandit. The Pat Garrett movie might be on top of his thing. His first movie, 71. How old was Chris? Turned out he was a good actor, right?
Yeah. Oh, he is 88.
He had a great run for somebody who partied like a madman for most of his life. Let's just be honest here. Congratulations, Chris Christopherson. It was a triumph. See, he's telling her that she's cursed.
Oh, so bad luck likes to rub things off, huh?
Yeah, well,
Well, her last
does
boyfriend
usually come
died.
in as a beautiful woman.
Her last boyfriend died because he was playing bad baseball because of her. But they've at least got people coming to the field now.
Yeah.
I don't know if 64-year-old Kim Basinger is still just a piece of eye candy anymore. And she deserved that Academy Award for LA Confidential. See, he's hanging out with her and not thinking about baseball and drinking booze, which he didn't do earlier. He sucks at baseball and he's just thinking about her. This is why I admired Derek Jeter. He wouldn't date seriously until after he retired from baseball.
Yeah. LSD, Kid Bashir is still just a piece of eye candy to most film fans.
Isn't she like 68?
Yeah.
Kim Basinger is 70 years old. It's getting to the point now where it's starting to the team's starting to get rattled again. The manager's getting tossed. 10 straight losses? Yeah, they suck. They call them the New York Knights, but they might as well be the Seattle Mariners playing like this. This is like having Ken Griffey.
Yeah.
It's like you only have Ken Griffey Sr., right? No junior. You know, I saw both Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. hit home runs at Yankee Stadium, now that I think about it. It was about 20 years apart and from different sides of the plate, but it was the same home run swing. All mid-sized minor league and like failed league baseball stadiums look the same. They have terrible sight lines. Imagine sitting in that stadium. In the upper deck, you're better off than you are downstairs. But downstairs, you're at least out of the sun. Choose your pain.
Oh, he's gonna get traded.
No,
Like
something's
that.
going to change No, something's going to change in about 2 minutes. He's having terrible at bats, though. He looks like shit up there losing. So it's in Chicago. It's Wrigley Field. It's a fake Wrigley Field. Look at the ivy. It's starting to die, so it's getting late in the year. Major League Baseball must have cooperated with this, huh? Every other team is for real, their uniform. The only fake team is the Knights. And there's an absence of all other New York teams.
It might have been on a team-by-team basis at that point. The Cubs were probably willing to cooperate, and Yankees not so much.
Here's the thing. If your team is supposed to be the Yankees, the licensing to the Yankees would have been enormous. But I think that this is supposed to be the team that was in this first Yankees stadium was called Polo Grounds. There was a team there they wore uniforms like the Knights with the black numbers and the orange highlights. They were called the Giants. And their first season's like 1879 or some shit like that. They come from another league that failed. Their first season's like 1851 or some shit like that.
It's unfortunately the Griffey line did not continue past Junior. His son decided to play football.
Did he get hurt and is he out of the game already? See, that is what changed. Just saw Guinevere.
He started playing pro football in 2016, and I think it looks like he's out of the game already.
It would be unusual for him to still be in the game, right? 9 seasons is like 3 times as long as
there you go.
Because he saw her. Because he saw Glenn Close.
He shattered the clock.
Yeah, because it just showed that he stopped time. It doesn't matter. He's Roy Hobbs. He's not. It doesn't matter that he's like 40. In the Arthur legend, like there's a point where Arthur and Guinevere don't really reunite, but they have like a talk, and Arthur's a little more powerful after that. It like reorients him. It's the owner of the company from the Hudsucker Proxy. He's in so many movies. Think about it. There was a time when you could just send anyone in the world a telegram that you wanted to. Parkside Candy Store looks like it's in like Astoria or Woodside. Definitely supposed to be Manhattan.
Oh. Now that's the old fling, right?
Yeah, that's his high school girlfriend, and now they look age appropriate. So she's still like a lot younger than I don't think she's 46, but she's older than like they're supposed to be too. Notice he immediately changes his ways and he's not drinking champagne and being a dick. In the Arthur legend, she goes away and becomes a nun after she fucks up. She didn't miss me. She hit me in the fucking liver with a bullet. I think the implication is she moved to this fucking city for a while so she could see him play.
Yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
She would be about
Although it would,
35 in this if he's 46.
well, no, the actor's 46. He's playing 38.
Yeah. She is 11 years younger than Redford.
Robert Redford. Okay, thank you. Which means that now she's like 69 years old because he's 80 or 81. She's just about 72. You have a lot to work with Glenn Close. She can look evil. She can look kind of pretty. She's kind of like a blonde-haired Sigourney Weaver that way. Would have been better if we had Meryl Streep.
Let's see here. Redford is wow.
Like 82, right?
He is 88.
Jesus Christ.
He is 2 months younger than Christopherson was.
He's older than Biden. See, like there was a lot of it took a lot for her to start coming to enough games for him to notice her.
So Glenn Close is 77.
She dated Woody Harrelson. Oh, the newspapers already know. So, as you notice, Roy means king, right? And Hobbs, like hobbled. Did you say the first ever game was in Hackensack?
Yeah, I believe so.
All right, so you ready? That's got to be where he's from. This is the only thing that makes sense. The only two towns he could be from are Cooperstown or Hackensack, and that's why she's able to get to these New York City games because it's not too close. Or are they away? Is he back where he grew up?
I don't know. He's just explaining why he was gone for so long. Apparently, he got shot and he was in the hospital for a couple of years.
That part's true. But then, like, life got in the way. I don't think he's in New York. I think he's back where he came from. Like, he's in Detroit or some shit like that right now. Or it's a road trip to a city close to New York, like Philly, where she can commute to both. And by the way, they are only playing National League teams, so they're definitely not supposed to be the Yankees. It's Camelot.
Right where she knew he'd find it.
Look at the look on his face. She's speaking half of the truth. Who do you think his father is? But he will be when he gets here. You live in New York.
Haven't it been like 16 years since he saw her?
It's his fucking kid.
She could have brought that up maybe 16 years ago.
He disappeared. She's not even pissed at him about fucking support. She's the coolest chick fucking ever, bro. He just bounced. He fucks some other chick, gets shot, drops off the face of the earth, comes back 18 years later or 16 years later. He's a Yankee. She's had to scrimp. She has the farm, thank God, but she had to move to the city to make money and not get be a laughing stock in the hometown because she's like the knocked up single lady. Like, he's just basically realized he wrecked her life. There's only one right thing for him to do now. He needs to win that pennant. You never mentioned you used to fuck Roy Hobbs to your son when you were listening to the baseball game on the radio? My mom knew Ed Kranepool. That's all I ever heard about. All right, so he's home now. You guys like my theory that she lives in? Yes. Do you guys like my theory that she lives in something like Philadelphia, a nearby commutable city for both?
Yeah, definitely.
Chicago's too.
Somewhere.
Chicago and Pittsburgh are too far. Philadelphia works well. They're finally having fun and playing baseball again like you're supposed to. They're betting against themselves, man.
Well, he's trying to buy the team. That's not why he wants them to lose.
Right, but the thing is, they're all going to play over their level because they have a Derek Jeter quality player. Look how hard he plays. You know what I mean? It's inspiring to the other players. On the baseball scorecard, isn't right field number 9?
I believe so.
That's why he's wearing 9. They stopped having alcohol in the dugout when one too many baseball players became a drunk while they were injured. They won the pennant, didn't they? Or the I wouldn't use those words.
Celebrating a little early.
The thing is, I think the deal is it's still real early September and they're in clinching situation where the other team just has to lose kind of thing. Like they're so close, they might clinch back it in tomorrow, you know? Yeah, they use the term World Series. Major League Baseball approved of this game. This movie. There's just something a little too weird about a girlfriend like this.
Well, I won't call her a girlfriend. I'd call her a fringe benefit provided by the company.
She destroyed, half the company. She's so highly destructive to the company's employees. She killed off their best player. This is the whole Black Sox thing that's going on here. It's so funny that they're calling him kid. Like one guy's 53 and one guy's 47.
Hey, Jerem, what do you think about Chucky movies for October this year?
Well, that could work. Been a long time since I've seen Chucky movies.
There we go.
Have you considered the extremely high quality many movies franchise Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich?
Oh, there's only like 4 Chucky movies, ain't there?
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 Resident Evil movies. There's so many Resident Evil movies that Resident Evil, the conclusion is like just the middle of the double trilogy.
There are 8 Child's Play movies.
There's 8 Chucky movies?
Yeah.
They're not all Chucky. There's one with just what's her face, Jennifer Tilly. I think Bride of Chucky has her own little movie there. It's still Child's Play though.
Yeah, Bride of Chucky is the 4th movie.
But that's
Seed
got
of
both
Chucky,
of them.
Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky, and then the reboot.
Cult of Chucky might be the one that only has her. Well, I think there's one that just has her. Bitch poisoned him. Cameron's figuring it out. They fucking poisoned him. What the fuck happens? Is his appendix blowing up? I'm trying to remember.
I think that's it.
It's related to getting shot. Just like in Excalibur, the old wound. The bullet's still in there? When Mickey, I think it's when Joe DiMaggio got sick, they put him in a maternity hospital because it was the closest one. It's the bullet. Like, why wouldn't he remember how he got shot, you know? See, here's the thing where we jump to something else because this is 1949 and 1959 Mickey Mantle situation, Joe DiMaggio and Mickey Mantle situations. It's exactly the same situations. Not with the getting shot, but hospitalized late in the season. Mickey Mantle had that weird fucking abscess bleeding out of his side because he was doing heroin. And Joe DiMaggio, I think, like, threw out his hip fucking Marilyn Monroe or something like that.
Let's see, the piano player, none other than Randy Newman, the movie soundtrack writer and composer. Cool. One of the advertisements in the King Stadium was for Rich's Whipped Topping. This is for Rich Products, which is in Buffalo, where this was filmed. The owner of the Rich Products was Robert Rich, who won the minor league team, whose stadium was used for the Knights Stadium. Oh, cool.
I guess.
So it's product placement so they could get the stadium for free.
It's his stadium, right? I think what was happening was the team was probably playing there. You couldn't film this in the dead of winter. There's a narrow period of time, like around the All-Star game. I'm guessing like whenever their team was away, they would just film the movie there for like a few days, and then the team would come back and play. So certain things you couldn't do while you're down there.
While she's down there getting the hell out, she already did her best to try to kill him.
Well, she didn't poison him. I was wrong. It was Barbara Hershey who shot him earlier, and the bullet being silver, that's like all sorts of weird stuff because it's like a magical kind of like metal associated with like, vanquishing magical powers, and it's made his powers go away. And now he's got the trolley problem. Do I save myself or do I save the team and keep them from being owned by a scumbag? He's supposed to be like the Lancelot to the coach of the team, who's Arthur. And here comes Robert Duvall. I don't care what anyone says. He's a good reporter. Germ, is this guy is Robert Duvall not an amazing fucking sports reporter for doing that?
Yeah.
And that's a true story.
All right, I had to step away for a second. What did I miss?
What happens is he's out of the hospital against medical advice, and now we're showing how much bat control Roy Hobbs has, because in a story similar to something that Ted Williams did, he hit the ball at someone who was being obnoxious to him during batting practice. But if he swings too hard, it's opening up like what basically is just a torn up stomach.
Okay.
Did you catch the diagnosis?
Yeah, he had a silver bullet in his stomach that was deteriorating the stomach line.
Yes. So by one thing that made it accelerate was that she was having him drink and do other shit when naturally he didn't drink because he was always thinking about playing baseball. And Roy Hobbs probably moved seasonally so he could keep playing baseball. Like he moved from like Chicago to Texas every winter. If anyone thinks any different, you're wrong. You know what I mean? I love that bribery has a known price. He's right. If he cheats, they can never prove it because he's against medical advice playing. Here we go. See, that's what happened to Barbara Hershey. No, he would only be embarrassed if he didn't play his best. Someone else is on the take. Is it one of the pitchers? He keeps the money, notice.
Well, yeah, there's no reason not to. It's untraceable.
I think this guy's pretty fucking dangerous. But you're right. I'd wait till last. Wouldn't spend it for a long time.
You think they could have moved him to a better hospital?
Yeah,
In
by
real
now.
life, no, the real life story is amazingly close. I think it's Mantle had to stay in a maternity hospital because they were the only ones who knew how to treat like the problems with his stomach. Like, there's no specialization yet. These are the only people who know the internals of like a human body good enough to do any kind of reparative surgery on your gastrointestinal system. Here we go. What a scumbag, right?
Yeah, but that generally comes with the territory being a reporter.
The thing is, he's a really good reporter, though, because he wants the truth. He's after the story. He wants the fans to know. Like, in a lot of ways, he's not evil. He's just a dick.
Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah, by the way, that $500,000 that he offered him, a baseball player needs that just to go shopping for the afternoon today.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, adjusted for inflation, that is $393,000 in 2021. Thanks for the tidbit, Mikey.
Yeah, thanks. See, she knows what's up.
Yeah, that's what the reporter was just talking to her about.
The fact she has no problem with him is the most important thing to him of all. Look at him. He's relieved.
Yeah.
He's said, I think the plan was he would become a baseball player and she'd move to town and marry him because she was probably didn't tell him she was knocked up. I love this speech. What an amazing line.
Eh.
Think of what it means to him, girl. Like we saw him playing baseball with his dad. It's all he cares about. But by the way, she's right. He's having a Hall of Fame year. It's going to go down in the Hall of Fame. Roy Hobbs, 1939 season, if that's what this is. See how just like truth and goodness is his superpower? If he just gets exposed to it, he gets more powerful. I'm still thinking $393,000 doesn't cover it because of like cost of living. I bought a soda today. It was $322 for a 20-ounce Coke.
Wow, you're getting
Jesus.
off cheap.
Yeah, but a Coke at this point is a nickel.
Wait, you said it's $3.93 where you're at? Did you ask him to
$322.
use some lube? Oh,
$322.
Did you ask him? Did they ask you to use lube, or they lose lube while they're fucking you there?
They didn't talk to me in American. They just said, "You'll put card here."
Eh. See, our Coca-Cola here is $2.25 for a 20-ouncer.
I'm paying $3.99 plus tax
For a 20-ounce.
For
The
a
2
20
liter is just the 2 liter is the same price. That's what's insane.
Yeah.
You know what the best thing is? Is the 1 liter bottle. You basically just chug it out of the bottle and toss what's left, and you break even because that's only $1.99, and you get to use the most of the Coke that you get.
Yeah. Well, it's a stupid thing. I can get the name brand Coke in 20 ounce for $3.99, or I can get the store brand for $1.25, and that's a 2 liter.
Hey, you gotta get the IV, 88 cents.
I guess I got to give it up to the Randy Newman music, but to be honest with you, he better be good at something. His fucking solo career as like a semi-rock Elton John style artist is horrible. He sucks. We love LA. So fucking what?
No, you had a threat.
He's gonna he threw the money back at him, right?
Yep.
That is the coolest line.
Yeah.
Man, this guy's a true gambler.
She missed. She fucking missed at point blank. Throw her ass out the window.
Hey, you're a gold digger. That's just the risk you're taking.
Thanks a lot, Mikey, for Googling on the IMDb there.
Now watch it went off and had like a ricochet bullet hit all three of them.
We get so many great baseball movies in like the 4-year period. A League of Their Own is also a really good movie. The show might have sucked, but the movie's fun. Even if the people in it do also kind of suck. Except for Gina Davis.
Yeah, between 84 and 94, you got all sorts of good baseball movies.
What's the best one is League of Their Own because they want to play so bad and you feel their enthusiasm and it's fun. But maybe the most accurate one is, I guess, 8 Men Out. This one might be the best, though, because the light touch of the King Arthur thing in there is really, really good. And I'm thinking he can only be from
the family ones, like Sandlot, Angels in the Outfield, and Little Big League.
I agree that those are good movies. I'm saying this movie is a very serious movie that's like really aiming very, very high. He's like 40 years old and he's still still bumming out about his dad. He kind of gets a surrogate father right here. For that guy to say the best hitter he's ever seen, think of how much baseball the coach has seen. We get 8 Men Out's a really good movie. That's pretty accurate. I have to assume that he's been humiliated in a newspaper and just we haven't talked about it. Everybody had that story, right? He got doxxed.
Well, I guess no one really cared about it.
Just doesn't reflect because Glenn Close doesn't care, he doesn't care. He's right about this, by the way. He's seen them come and go. He'll be doing this till the 1970s.
Yeah.
Think about this for a second. This is the only sport where your manager wears your team uniform. There's something really special about the relationships there.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's the best game ever invented.
Let's see.
And about 100 other reasons.
All right. Let's see. The filmmaker scouted the country for a stadium to use in game scenes. They needed something nondescript with a pre-World War II feel and found in Buffalo's War Memorial Stadium. The stadium, built in 1937 and demolished in 1988, had a shorter distance down the right field line than shown in the movie. The stadium has been renovated prior to filming, which could explain the extra 100 feet displayed on the right field wall. Cool.
Nope, no. All right, so remember when like King Arthur gets a little too full of himself and breaks Excalibur?
Uh,
Notice how old the kid is?
I always
You tell
assumed
that
that
hurt.
the Bat Boy was his actual kid.
The Bat Boy is Sir Gawain. I'm sorry, Sir Galahad, the squire of Lancelot. His name is it's Bat Boy Billy Savoy.
oh, come on, Hobbs.
It's the old wound sire. See? He got the walk though. He reached base safely.
Mm,
We just don't really keep good track of who's playing when and where. We just switch to his at bat like right out of nowhere, just
yeah,
with a reaction back to the crowd.
yeah. This is like Calm Before the Storm.
Well, this is how Bump Bannon died, right? So he went where others tried and failed. Like he ran where the brave wouldn't go. What a season, huh?
Yeah.
Baseball's the only game where like anybody can basically call for time whenever they want. You saw something. See? Here's the other fucking dirty player. These eerily calm New Yorkers are the thing that don't make sense in this movie. That's the fictional part.
That's okay. It's not New York, New York. It's Buffalo.
It's New York City. Buffalo doesn't have a subway.
It's Buffalo trying
stadium-
to pretend to be New York.
Oh, okay. Yes. The location is Buffalo. This is supposed to be like basically the Yankees and the Giants mixed together, but because he's Mickey Mantle and he's a few other people. He's the opposite of Babe Ruth, who was like hedonistic. Teetotaler Ted Williams was like whatever, kind of known to be an awful person. Ty Cobb was an awful person. So I think he's supposed to be personality-wise Joe DiMaggio. He has a son in the stands and he doesn't know his son is here. Did you hear what she told him? So that's it. Confirmation. That's an NYPD uniform. Derek Jeter used to get notes passed to him from the ladies all the time. So what does it say? Our son is watching.
Probably.
It's beautiful, isn't it? This is just the greatest baseball movie. Get that water fountain in the picture. That might be true. I feel like that could be true, that this theme music could have been reused and in Back to School, which is a Deep Space Nine away mission that you should check out, Gorilla.
Which one's that?
In Back to School, it's the episode where Dax goes to the holodeck and says, "Make my boobs a lot smaller and send me back to college in 1980s America." And she runs into Iron Man there and the guy who owns Christine and Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, Gorilla doesn't. He needs education on Rodney Dangerfield.
He's simply the funniest human being of all time. He specialized in the sort of insult put down comedy that I find so appealing. Not a very warm or nice kind of comedian, right?
To say the least.
Apparently, that same guy who did the music here did the Toy Story music.
He was a lot like Don Rickles. Geez, Chris Christopherson was born in 1936. That is a long time ago. He was 3 years old when the events of this movie took place. Isn't the overheard radio shit awesome plot device?
Yeah.
Yeah, it adds a lot to the movie.
Well, at least it has like dialogue while you're waiting for it to hit the damn ball.
It's so distant and so low, yet so important. Isn't that fucking awesome? Fouled it. But by the way, in baseball, when you foul it straight back, that means you almost hit a home run. So the
Yeah,
pitcher's
you're like a half
rattled.
inch off.
The pitcher's rattled as fuck by that.
Go on, better hit it, or else they're gonna make you replace that glass.
The owner's going to take it out of Hobbs' contract. And now the game might be stopped because of rain. The count stays the same.
Oh no.
Yep. By the way, just knowing when to have the radio in there and not to is a fine art form. Think about it. The radio's been gone for a couple of minutes. It's going to come back like right when we need it. Think about it. He's never even tried using another bat is the implication here. You'd think you'd want to get it yourself, but he trusts his squire.
Yeah. Now watch you bust this bat too.
If the baseball centennial was 1939, that means like 17 years of 15 years, a long time, but we might get to see 200 years of baseball. I wasn't off by much.
Hey, tore up some stitches.
Bring him inside. You can't jump out of the box. Dust him.
Yeah, at least they didn't just make it like gushing blood. You got like to give the subtle little two drop.
Blood changes your movie rating too, so they don't want to go too crazy.
And let's
Supposed
see,
to be a
Mike.
family movie. This is one of the greatest moments of all in all movie history. Everyone in the theater was cheering.
But yeah,
Ever since this movie, every major league team has had fireworks for their fucking home runs.
yeah. Let's see the bad boy or the bat that the bad boy Bobby Savvy gives Roy is called the Savvy Special. The Savvy Special is a brand of beer in the 1930s and was made by the United States Brewing Company. The bat is now in collection of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, displayed along with Roy Hobbs' jacket in an exhibit titled "Baseball in the Movies."
I am so sure that Savoy means squire in Latin, that or something like that. That I think the beer thing's a coincidence.
Did that fry out all the lights?
I think it just blows out like one whole bank of lights in like say left field. There's enough light. The thing is, it won the game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it blew out the circuit. Those are all direct circuit lighting back then.
Germs got it. So in the home run that blew the lights out or whatever, it's like one of the most famous home runs in baseball history in this world, right? And look, now he's back in the fields of gold, like from Gladiator 1 when he's dreaming of Elysium. He's got his farm, I guess, near Cooperstown, or near Hackensack, which would make this movie kind of make sense. Badass. I love that movie.
Very, very
I
good
saw it.
movie.
It was the second or third time I saw it when the Excalibur thing occurred to me.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a damn good movie there. I'm
It's the
glad I
King
watched.
Arthur tale. It's the King Arthur tale told through baseball, right? Like it's the story of a father who like couldn't achieve all of his goals. The son is like hindered and has like a tough time. Some evil chicks hold him back here and there, but because he's not quite Arthur, he's Lancelot, right? Arthur is the coach who gets to own the team because they won the pennant. Like he brings the spring life back to the kingdom by like being pure of heart, and that's why he has that special bat, and that's why I guess because the squire of Sir Lancelot is Sir Galahad at first before he becomes a full-on knight. Galahad's the one who finds the Grail. So that's why Savoy's the Bat Boy gives him the replacement bat. The bat is a stand-in for like it's Excalibur and the Grail, but you know the king is the coach is King Arthur, and the bench coach is Merlin, and then we just have generic bad guy who loves the dark. It's kind of like an evil spider. Because King Arthur's true enemy is his sister and his son, and that this movie so it doesn't go that way. His son and his true love, like he gets back his true love and reunites with the family. And I guess they have to explain that he's not really their uncle. But how cool would it be to have like Ken Griffey come home to your house and be like, "Yeah, I'm your dad." Too bad he only made like $3,000, right?
What was it, 500 a season?
I mean, he probably was making $500 a month because like they had to give him enough money not to get bribed, but they didn't really give them enough money not to get bribed. Ultimately, America changes in like the early 60s when like a few things happen, like police salaries in most major cities go way up because cops are taking bribes too wantonly. So they make it a job worth having. Life gets a little better for the average American. And in baseball, the Curt Flood case in the 1970s creates free agency and changes all of the things that made baseball what it was. And that ends what was called the reserve clause, where you had to play your whole career with the one team until they decided what to do with you. And once released from the reserve clause and sent to another team, you were just like a Ronin, with no master. Anything could happen to you.
No, we got the free agent thing where you can pick wherever you want to go or something like that.
It was okay, the situation, the way it was in the middle 80s. It's gone too far now. A baseball player deserves to make about $7 or $8 million a year, not $700 or $800 million over the course of like 10 years. It's ridiculous. Alex Rodriguez is a drug addict who didn't deserve that kind of money. Derek Jeter is a class act who did, and it's just like it's still just too much money to play a kid's game. I don't know.
Especially when there's only like 3 teams who can afford to shell out that money, and they literally buy World Series.
You know what? You're right, and I won't sit here and argue with you and tell you that you're wrong. You know baseball. I know baseball. I don't know if you're aware of this, though. At the time that this movie's taking place, there was what was called the second division. There were teams that weren't even expected to win because baseball was just so profitable. We could throw a half-ass team out there on the field, and you know what? The Yankees are going to come play them. So when Roy Hobbs and the New York Knights come to town, it doesn't matter that our team is the Pirates and they suck. Whole teams don't make the playoffs for you. Like the St. Louis Browns, who are now the Baltimore Orioles, would quote the second division. it was an unofficial term for teams that were considered just not ever in the running. The best second division team was the Cleveland Indians. They're like the king of the losers.
They were the job squad. And then below that, you have the Pacific League.
Right. Well, I mean, the Cleveland Indians in real life were like kind of had like a half-ass crazy stadium called the Mistake by the Lake. They almost burned it down like twice. They trade away like 4 winning teams and keep like spiting themselves and their fans out of a World Series. And they're just completely crazy. And the story of everything that happened to them is an amazing book called The Curse of Rocky Colavito. And I think they still haven't won a World Series. They never did they? The Guardians are now the Indians. The Cleveland Indians never won a World Series. It was the curse of Montezuma's revenge. But they did lose like 1 to the Braves, so a team with a Native American name has won one. Cleveland baseball team might have been better than Guardians.
Yeah, the Guardians name really sucks.
It preserves the
IANS.
It's, you know what it is? It preserves like the font, and it preserves the IANS in a row, the DIANS in a row. But I mean, I understand why they took it, and the Coast Guard has a huge base there, but it just doesn't work. You know, baseball names need to be kind of mean. Like Yankees was like the pejorative that the Native Americans called the white people. Watch Last of the Mohegans. They're calling them the Yankees.
Oh, they won in 1920 and 1948.
Right. That was the last time. That's why they're the top of the second division. The Chicago White Sox are another second division team. They didn't win a lot of games. The Cubs were like considered the ultimate second division team. First division, like teams that would win would be like the Yankees, the Philadelphia A's, and the Detroit Tigers in the American League. The Detroit Tigers were considered like a very dangerous American League team.
Yeah, and Germ, we got a chat from Mike. Says thank you, Gorilla and Germ, for the film. We'll talk later, Germ, about Venom 3: The Last Dance.
Yeah, we'll see if I can actually see that. I plan to.
It's out. It's out.
No, end of October.
I was gonna say they were filming it. It was in the paper that they were filming. They were filming the movie like 7 or 8 weeks ago.
Well, I can find it for you if you need it.
I believe it. I believe it. I'm just stunned. I thought that movie would have to be much closer to Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't know there's
October 25th is the scheduled release date.
The filming that I read about possibly could have been pickup filming, and possibly could have been maybe they just filmed like that little after credit sequence. Maybe that's all they had to do. Because you might have to wait till the last minute to write that, right? It can't contradict anything.
Yeah, they want to wait till the last minute to firm that up so all their plans don't change. Because they've fucked that up a couple times already.
The rumor is they're going to introduce at the very end of the movie the reason why there was New York filming was just going to introduce that his rival is not going to be Tobey Maguire, because why not? Tobey Maguire's Venom was Topher Grace. His Spider-Man's going to be, allegedly, the rumor is, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
That would be interesting.
Spider-Man.
I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I thought that he did the New York Queens accent the best of anyone to do it. Tobey Maguire just didn't do any accent at all. He did a normal American accent. And Tom Holland just has a normal American accent. Like, at least Andrew Garfield did sound like he was from Queens. He did a good job with that. I have to take my hat off to that. I didn't particularly like Tasm, though. I don't like Alex Kurtzman movies.
Like, it's like have you been watching them like before or after Discovery?
What do you mean, Kurtzman?
Yeah, Kurtzman movies.
He didn't have
His
a good
movie
era.
career fizzled. What happened was for 3 or 4 years they let him make movies, and like he got a little bit lucky. Like Cowboys and Aliens made some money, but it was just because he knew JJ, and JJ got Harrison Ford to be in it, and they lucked out, and they got James Bond in it before everyone hated him, Daniel Craig, and like Olivia Wilde's in it, and we see her kind of naked from behind. So like just like anything they could do to make you go see this movie. But Cowboys and Aliens, like it doesn't touch on something as smart as like Predator. That it's not as smart as even the movie Prey. It's really stupid, but it's just like
It
because
had
he
a
was still
fantastic Super Bowl trailer.
yes,
That's what
and
sold it.
it was it was a mediocre, terrible movie. It had moments, but the thing was like it was too ill explained. And like I would say like that movie Prey, where we have the Native Americans versus the Predator, was probably a little bit better, and that movie wasn't very good. Germ, I don't know how. Right?
Well, there's
Am I
a
right
reason I
about
call it Short Bus Predator.
those movies are about equal, wouldn't you say? Kind of like not very.
I'm
They're
never
not
watching
horrific.
it again, so
What Short Bus Predator? It's got moments.
I'm not watching that or the Cowboys and Aliens ever again.
Cowboys
Once
and
it's
Aliens.
enough.
There was another guy named I think Roberto Orci or something like that who used to work with Kurtzman and fix some of the terribleness in his movies. That guy gave up working with him after Hawaii Five-0, or Hawaii Five-0 is that guy by himself. Orci broke away. He might be a little better. He seems to be at least aware that he himself is not a great story writer, so he keeps the ideas fairly simple. He doesn't get out over his skis the way Kurtzman tends to. A little more self-aware.
So, all right, but I'm getting tired. I still got a few things I gotta do tonight here. So, thank you, Mikey C4, for coming and being on the panel tonight. He's he streams throughout the week. His biggest stream right now he's going for is Friday nights, his movie Mayhems. But he's almost done with Secrets of ISIS. He'll be doing TOS after that. And then he also has a Greatest American Superhero and also Red Dwarf review. So make sure to check him out. Thank you, Scurvy, also known as Lemon Pie, for coming. Thank you, Jim's Landscaping, for coming. If you ever need or not, wait, Jim's he has Star Trek fan films and puppy videos, and he's been streaming a bit also lately, so make sure to check him out. Thank you, DJ Play Nice, for coming, and thank you, Curtis Selby, for coming. Curtis here, he does a couple streams a week there, and it's in-depth conversations about random topics, but it's the calmest political chat I've seen in a long time in his chat. It's a bunch of smart people in there, so make sure to check him out. Thank you, Sci-Fi Sit There, for coming. He has Transformers on Friday nights, and then on Saturdays he does a sci-fi stream there where they talks about a bunch of different sci-fi articles. So make sure to check him out. And if you want all your karaoke needs filled, go to Outlaw Bill, where he does karaoke on Wednesdays and Sunday nights or Saturday nights.
And don't forget the Outlaw Bill Sports Network on Sundays.
Yeah, Western. He also has been doing westerns there. He has his action theater and his Buckets of Blood theater back. So make sure to check him out.
He also covers all New York Jets games.
All right, what you got going on, Teague?
I cover New York Jets games with Outlaw Bill on OBS and the Ocho, where we do sports that no one else will watch with the Padawannabe, who's actually great at the play-by-play. We're better than the network guys, and we don't try to sell you anything. Also, Saturdays at 9:30, I do Star Trek with Germ, and then during the week, I'll be showing up when I show up. And I don't know what the next episode of Enterprise that we're going to watch is, but it'll be Saturday night at 9:30 U.S. Eastern Standard Time. So come on and watch it.
The next episode will be Sleeping Dogs.
This is the one with the Klingons, you said, right?
Right.
Okay, this should be pretty cool. I think I remember this one. I think that we don't have the best time. We don't get along with them very well.
All right. Jer, what do you got going on?
Okay, we have Tuesday night Andromeda. We have Thursday Roundtable and Saturday morning cartoons. The poll for that's up right now. That's still 50-50 if I have to work or not that night, so it may be a 2-week poll. Also have a few other short stuff popping up throughout the week.
All right, sweet. As for me, some of my streams might get pushed back a little bit later. We're in the middle of popcorn season for Cub Scouts, but I do want to do something for Chris Christopherson here on either tomorrow or Tuesday with the so instead of a cigar lounge. So if I have to do it Tuesday, it won't be a cigar lounge. We're gonna do a watch party of one of Chris Christopherson's movies.
Active for so long, you might need a minute to figure out which movie to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies.
Then on Wednesday we are watching Freaks and Geeks. Then on Thursday there'll be Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Then on Friday, the Walton's episode. I can season 3, episode 21. I can't remember the name of it. And then Saturday we should actually have DS9 again, and then Sunday, we're gonna watch the first Chucky movie for our October horror month. So, with that, everyone have a good night. Remember to be a gorilla. And then, all right, and we're gonna lead up. Oh, I gotta get the brand here. We're gonna head out with. Let's go with United Roar.